abe nathi physically kodwa ukhona online. Sino honorable Gamalakhe naye usijoinile online. Siphinde futhi sibe no Vuyani Gule oqhamuka ku National Department of Human Settlement kanye noSibusiso Ncwane nabo sijoinile ba online. Njengamanje sine renkonini sinomdoni neGreater Kokstad ekuyibona abantu abasasijoinile. Usilindelele kodwa ukuthi kube khona nomzumbe kube iDr. Municipality kube nobuhlebezwe nomzwa abantu umdoni sithe usukhona already. So sanamukela ngomhlangano wenu lo mhlangano ngoba nina enizobamba iqhaza ekwakheni lo mthetho sivivinywa okhona ewubekiwe. Ayindeke uhlelo lethu uhla lethu lomhlangano lude. Sizobe sesiqala sicele usina legal advisor wethu uMonica eze asipresentele mase siqedile sizobe sesinika nethuba ukuthi niphawule kuwona umthetho osivivinyo. Emva kwalokho sibona ama members eshamthetho umthetho ukhona yini afuna ukuthi akuphawule mase sesiyawuvala umhlangano. Umhlangano wethu ozoba umhlangano omude la khona ningacacisekile khona njoba kukhona iDepartment ye-Human Settlement kuzwelonke nayo futhi sizonika ithuba ukuthi icacise lapha nalapha ya la kungenzeka khona ukuthi anicaciselekile khona izokwazi ukuvivinywa ungani. Inhloso kakhulukazi ukuthi nani nibone ukuthi uhulumeni owenu inina futhi enuhulumeni ukuthi uma kushaya umthetho nibe ingxenye yezinto nezigaba ezifakwayo ukuthi thina sibone ukuthi lesigaba nalesigaba sifuna ukuthi kufakwe ukuthi ngoba kuyasithinta. Ingakho ke sibone ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi sihambele zonke indawo, sihambele kakhulukazi nendawo la kuhlala khona abantu. Singabizi umhlangano nje esubizela emadolobheni kodwa size la ngoba lo hulumeni wenu wavotelwa yinina fanele ubone usebenza ngoba njoba senza umthetho osivivinyo inhloso ukuthi kuvikelwe nina njengabahlali futhi nabantu abakhile ezweni lethu lase South Africa. Ngaphandle ukuthi ngichithe isikhathi ngiceleke udadewethu uMonica asinikeke ipresentation. Uzoyiletha ipresentation yakhe ngesingisi. Uzothi meqeda mase sisiphinde siyiletha futhi nangesizulu. Bakhona ke laba bangakwazi ukuthi balalele isingisi noma balalele isizulu. Sizama ukuthi nabo siba accommodate nabo babe ingxenye iwakhiwa komthetho. Ingakho sifuna ukuthi nangesizulu kukhulunywe ngalomthetho khona nizowuqonda niwazi ukuthi ukhuluma ngani ukuze mase sesinika ithuba niphawula ngawo ukuthi iziphi igaba enibona ukuthi kufanele zingene noma ekufanele zifakwe ukuze nikwazi ukuthi nizifake lezo zigaba. Njoba lo mthetho sisekelo sisawakha usisike uMonica sizom
so that we can get your comments either on the sections we've presented or on the bill itself, because we are required by Section 118 of the Constitution to facilitate public hearings so that we can get your comments. So the name of the bill is the Housing Consumer Protection Bill of 2021, and it's a 2021 bill because that's when it was introduced in Parliament. And the main purpose of this bill is to repeal an act which is already in place. That is to do away with an old act which was passed in 1999. That old act has already been amended about 3 times, but it's still having problems. That's why they have now introduced this new bill. This new bill has been introduced by the National Department of Human Settlements, together with the National Home Builders Registration Council, the NHBRC, because they are the ones who implement this bill, and they have found the problems with the old act. So the main purpose is to ensure that housing consumers have adequate protection. And what does that mean? Anybody who owns a home, anybody who is building a home, anybody who is renovating a home or doing alterations, you are going to be protected against unscrupulous builders. Builders who disappear without doing a good job, or builders who do not come back and rectify once you realize there is a problem. So that's the main purpose of this bill. And also that the home building industry is now strengthened. They also, thank you, Chair. So they also want to make sure that the home building industry is much stronger than the way it has been, so that builders do not just build and then they disappear without any consequences. So one of the things they are going to do is to increase the penalties and the sanctions to make sure that home builders are charged a lot. In the old act, they used to be charged 25,000 for any offenses. And some of them, including the big developers, they will just pay that amount, disappear, and then continue doing the same things. So one of the things that is being introduced here is a penalty of up to 1 million. Also about 10% of the value of the work that they are doing. So those are some of the reasons for this bill. They also have a warranty fund. This warranty fund has already been in place, but they want to use this warranty fund to be used as compensation for any person who is a homeowner or who is building a home who has a claim against a home builder. So we will speak about that warranty fund and how it will be used by the council. So those are the main purposes of this bill. If we can move to chapter 1, you've got the presentation of the bill. I've only picked a few of the definitions. And one of the main important definitions is the definition of a home. So when you say you're claiming for a home, what does it mean? It has to be a permanent structure. It must be used for residential purposes. And also what this bill is including is it will also include the social housing projects and the housing programs that are the houses that are built by departments. The RDP houses will also be included as a home. They will also add retirement units, hostels, boarding facilities, boarding facilities where students sleep. Those will also be included. If you are building or renovating your storeroom, your garage, or even a wall, that will also be considered to be a home. And if it's not done correctly, you can also claim for that. The next definition is of a home builder. Home builder doesn't mean just the builder that you employ. If you yourself, you are doing renovations, you'll be considered as a home builder, and you must also be registered. It will also mean any person who is in business, who is building houses for selling, for leasing, or for renting. Those are also considered home builders. The warranty fund I've spoken about, you'll find that in section 35. That's a fund you can claim from. But there are exceptions. The act or the bill is not going to be covering a house that does not have its own bathroom or its own kitchen. Or if the building is temporary, if the building is a shack or a caravan, or if it is part of an informal settlement, that will not be covered. A hotel or a motel will also not be covered. Building does not just mean building a new home. It will mean, as I said, if you're doing installations, whether it's electrical installation, plumbing, tiling, solar, any of those kind of things will be covered if they are not done properly. And then the definition of a major structural defect. What can you claim for? The kind of damage that we are speaking about, it has to be very serious damage that it affects the whole home, so that it might need to be rebuilt partially or it needs very extensive repair work. So you cannot just claim for anything. It has to be very extensive damage. Chapter 2 of this bill, especially Section 4, defines the council. Before, the council used to be known as the Registration Council, but now it's going to be known as the Building Regulatory Council because they want to focus on the building. They are going to be regulated in terms of PFMA, the Public Finance Management Act, and they have to report to the minister in terms of that act. Then Section 6 to 20 of the bill speaks about the powers of the board, and the board will be for a term of 3 years. The qualifications of those board members are improved so that you have people who have a technical background. And the Section 6 to 20 also. Then Section 14 is about the functions of this council. What can this council do? The main thing is they have to keep a database of home builders and developers so that if you want to know which builder is which, you can be able to go to the council and you can see the name of a builder, the category of the builder. You can also be able to see whether that builder has got any sanctions or any penalties. You can also be able to see from that register whether that builder has been suspended, so that when you choose a builder, then you know you're choosing the right kind of builder. So they have to keep that database. They also have to enroll a home. And enrolling a home means when you start building from the date of construction, your home must be registered or enrolled with the council. Equally, if it is the municipality, they must also enroll projects, RDP and social housing projects with the council. And this council must keep a register of all homes which have been enrolled. The other important function they have is to train home builders. So builders who require to be trained and skilled, they can come together, approach the NHBRC and request for training and skilling. And then they also have to use that fund which they have to do consumer education, so that if you want to know how you can claim, what is the process, how do you register, the council must use the funds that it has to educate consumers so that they have more information. And lastly, the council must advise the minister on matters relating to the building industry. Chapter 3 is about registration. If you're a builder or a home builder, how do you go about doing registration? You will find that in Section 23. And as I said, that register must be accessible and it has to show the status. Section 25 and 26, the council is going to determine the process of registration. If you approach them, they can tell you what are the requirements for registration, what are the fees that are going to be charged. If you're a builder, they will tell you what your grade is and what skills you require. That's in Section 25 and 26. And equally, no municipality or department can use a builder who has not been registered. And Section 27, any builder can be suspended or their registration can be cancelled in terms of Section 27. Section 29 in Chapter 4 is about enrolling a home. And why is it important to enroll? We said so that if you have a claim, then the council is able to identify where your home is. The council also has inspectors. If you have enrolled your home or your project, then the council will be able to send the inspectors to know where your home is for purposes of the claim. And Section 30 says that homes must be enrolled before the building starts. And that's, you have to indicate the construction date, the builder that is doing the work. And if you change the builder, then you have to notify the council in terms of Section 30. Section 31 provides that if the building has not been enrolled, the council can come and stop any project or any building from going on. And if they approve for that project to continue, they will put in their conditions, including technical requirements. Section 32 is about departments and municipalities. So they also are bound by this act. Municipalities also have to comply when they build social housing. And Section 32 states that they are not to release any funds for any projects that have not been enrolled or where there hasn't been any compliance with the Act. And all state organs, all departments that deal with housing and any developers must inform the council of any projects that they have. And this section is putting function on the MEC and the MMS of municipalities to make sure that they play an oversight role. And if they don't play oversight roles, then they can be reported to the minister. Then chapter 5, section 34 is about the fees. How will the council raise its fee, its fund? So where does it get its money from? It will get its funds from the fees that they charge for registration, and also from that fund which they are going to be managing. If there is any surplus, then they can use that fund, including any money that is appropriated by Parliament. What is important here in section 35 to 38 is that fund must be managed properly. They must have a bank account and they must have a fund managed so that to make sure that any event and investments that are done from that fund are done properly, because this fund is going to be used for payment if a builder has not done what they are supposed to do, if a builder has not rectified what they are asked to do, or if a builder or a developer cannot be found, then this is the fund that is going to be used by the council to compensate homeowners. Section 39 is about the fees that I've spoken about, the registration fees, the annual fees, enrollment fees. All these fees you'll find in section 39. But what's important is before the council can propose any fees, they have to make sure that they carry out public hearings and get comments from the building industry who are affected by the fees. Section 40 is about what you are covered for. You have enrolled your home. If your builder is registered, then section 40 says that you will be covered for structural defects starting from the date of construction up to 5 years after construction. And if your builder is enrolled and your home has also been enrolled, so that you can qualify for this cover if anything goes wrong with the building. And these claims, you can lodge a claim with the NHBRC or the council if the builder has been requested to rectify any damage and they have not done it. Then you can go and claim from the council and they will compensate. And the council will pay an amount for carrying out those rectifications or those repairs if the builder is unable to do it or the builder cannot be found. That you will find in section 42 of the bill. There are, however, some exceptions that no claims will be paid if the home was not enrolled. You will not qualify. Or if the damage is caused by natural causes such as floods, lightning, landslide, war, or if it's not related to the construction, but it's because of poor maintenance, or it's not anything that's related to the construction, then you cannot be paid. And the council will send inspectors and then they determine the amount that one qualifies for. If we move to section 7, that's chapter 6 of the bill. This is to deal with contractual matters. How do you enter into an agreement? If you are a state organ, a municipality or a department, and you are entering into an agreement with a developer or builders, they are prohibited from awarding a bid or a tender to a builder who has not been registered. They are also prohibited by this section from giving any builder or any developer work if they've not fixed previous defects, or if that builder has a dispute or a claim which is pending, and such builders will not be allowed to do any work for the municipality, and even their payments can be withheld. When it comes to a person dealing with their own builder, section 48 to 53 gives you guidance of some of the clauses that you can include in your contract. For instance, you have to write there that the home must be enrolled, the builder must be registered, and that the builder agrees to pay for any defects or any other costs that are linked to that home. So all these contractual matters you'll find in those sections. Then section 54 to 58 is about how if you have a dispute between yourself and a builder, the bill is proposing alternative dispute resolution, which means you go for arbitration or other processes other than taking matters to court. Because if you take a matter to court between yourself and a builder, or even if it's a municipality or a department, then that just ends up delaying the project or delaying the building, and it takes forever to finish any project. So this bill is introducing what we call alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, and NHBRC will set the regulations of how this can be done. Then chapter 7, which is section 60 to 67, the bill is introducing a committee known as a Compliance Enforcement Committee. This committee is going to be appointed by the minister. They will have a term of 4 years. This committee can review any decision that is made by NHBRC. So, and also as an individual, if you have a claim or anything against NHRBC yourself, you can approach this committee directly. And they can confirm or set aside any decisions that are made by the council. They can also set penalties and fines. They can suspend, revoke registration of builders or any developers. And their decisions, what's important is that their decisions are final and they can only be reviewed by a court of law. So any person can lodge a complaint with them or a claim with this committee. And the council itself, if the council finds that there is a builder who is not obeying the direction given by the council, if there are very serious transgressions, then the council itself can report that builder or developer to this committee. And section 64 to 65 of the bill, it sets very high penalties, the ones that I spoke about, of up to 1 million against any builder or any developer, and including % of the value of their tender or their project work. You'll find that in section 64 to 65 of the bill. Section 69 to 70, which is in chapter 7, it deals with the inspectors. I spoke about their powers and what they need to do. The most important part here is that they should not be obstructed when they do their work. They should not be interfered with, because they have to be objective, because they're the ones who will determine what is your complaint and then advise the council. Section 72 to 77, anybody who obstructs, interferes, or hinders the council from doing its work or interferes with these inspectors, you can be taken to court and charged, and you can be fined up to 1.5 million in a fine, or imprisonment of up to 10 years. And then to end, Chairperson, section 85 is about the professionals that we find in the home industry. You know, your estate agents, conveyancers, and the banks, they are also bound by this act. And then section 93 is that between the old act and the new act coming into place, if there was any tender, any contract, or any dispute, it will be dealt with in terms of the old act. And that the current board that the council has will continue, and they must have a new board within 6 months of the new bill coming into place. That's it, Chairperson, and we will be putting up the information where they can send their comments for those who want to make written submissions. Thank you, Chairperson.
Siyabonga kakhulu ngepresentation sesuke sesi-interpreta ke ngesizulu. Nesicelo nje la kunemoto ND 341226 bathi nje ivimbe indawo yalabantu abazosiza ngokudla, ngoba mesiqeda kufanele futhi sithole kuyiyambazi. So manje kungenzeka gcine sonke si-affectwa imoto eyodwa singasayitholi into esiyidingayo. Manje asifuna ukuthinteka nathi kulelo daba. Baningi-ke nabanye sesijoyine nawo uNatasha Fuchi from NHBRC sakwamukele weza kwethu la besibambisene nayo kuyona le bill ngizocela ke si interprete ngesizulu singiyaqalaza
Ngiyabonga sihlalo, ngiyabingelela kusihlalo nekomiti namalungu esishayamithetho nomphakathi wonkana. Umthetho sivivinyo size ngayo la, umthetho sivivinywa wezindlu wokuvikela abathengi kanyaka ke ka 2021. Lapha ke inhloso yalomthetho sivivinywa ukuthi ke uchithe umthetho weinyathelo zokuvikela umthengi oka 98. Umthetho ke waqala ke lomthetho waqala ukusebenza ke ngomhla ka 4 kuNhlangulana ke ku 1999. Okay, inhloso ke yalomthetho ukuvikela abathengi bezindlu, ukwenza ke imboni ke isebenze kahle, imboni yokwakhiwa kwezindlu, ukuqinisa ke uhlelo ke lokulawula, uqinisa ukuvikela kwabathengi bezindlu, ukwethula uhlelo ke lokuphoqelela ukuthi lisebenze kahle, ukubeka ke inhlawulo ezifanele noma ke igwebo ezizovimba ukuthi ke abantu ke ezizokwenza ukuthi abantu bahambisane nomthetho. Njengoba ke kuvela ke la ukuthi ke inhlawulo ke iyanyuka ke suka lapha ku 25,000 iya ke ku 1 million. Ukuhlinzeka ke ngesinxephezelo komthengi wendlu esibanjwa emalini yokuphatha ekhokhwa ke ngomakhi. Ukubheka ke inguquko zomnotho embonini ke ngokwethula ihlinzeko ngokuhlinzeka ke isikhwama ke semali eyinsalela. Siye ke lapha ke sibuke ke incazelo kanye nokusebenza kwawo umthetho isahluko sokuqala. Uma sibuka ke igama ke lendlu, amagama ke abhalwe ngokugqamile iwona kasuke echazwa laphana. Kukhulunywa ke ngesakhiwo ke esilungele ukusetshenziswa ngenhloso ke yokuhlala. Sekubuka ke ukuthi kungaba uhlelo lwamatayitela, kungaba izindlu zokugugela, amahostela, indawo zokuhlala umphakathi. Yebo sihlalo.
Ngiyaxolisa kakhulu ukukuphazamisa. Manje ngibona ngathi sekunengqoqo la esiqinile. Manje sengithi angizokuphazamisa, alikho iphutho lenzile. Ngiyacela bazalwane, ngiyacela nje. Ake sizameni ukuziphatha kahle emhlanganweni, lo mhlangano wethu. Nizonika ithuba lokuphawula. Sacela nje sihloniphaneni ukuze umhlangano wethu uhambe ngendlela. Cela uqhubeke.
Ngiyabonga sihlalo. Bengisaqhubeka ke ngiveza ukuthi iziphi izinto ezingena ngaphansi kwendlu le echazwayo ukuthi ke sibuke indawo zokugugela, amahostela, indawo zokuhlala ngaphakathi, indawo lezi zamasheya, indawo zokugcina impahla, amagaraji. Uma sibuka ke igama elithi umakhi wendlu, sisho ke lapha ke umuntu ke osuke ezakhela yena noma owakhela omunye. La into eqhanyiswayo ukuthi sekufakwe nomuntu ozakhela yena, kanti kuqala bekubukwa umakhi okuwumuntu owakha indlu, kodwa manje sekubukwa nomuntu ozakhela yena. Bayafakwa ke nomuntu olakha ngenhloso yokulidayisa noma olakha ngenhloso yokuqashisa, bonke ke bayangena manje. Bese sibuka futhi ke isikhwama sesiqiniseko ke sendlu. Lesi sikhwama ke sichaziwe lapha ke sakhiwe ngokwesigaba samashumi amathathu nanhlanu ke isigatshana sokuqala. Sisaqhubeka nazo ke incazelo ke sesibuka ke ukuthi izinto ke engeke noma umthetho awusebenzi uma indawo yokuhlala noma leso sakhiwo leso kuyisakhiwo nje esingenalo igumbi lokugezela kanye nekhishi nanoma isiphi isakhiwo sokubambisa umjondolo noma ikhalavana nanoma isiphi isakhiwo esingxenye yemjondolo ihostela noma imotel. Mase sibuka isakhiwo ke kubandakanya ke ukulungisa, ukuxhuma nokuguqula. Uma sibuka ke incazelo yephutha elikhulu. Incazelo yephutha elikhulu ke kushiwo ke iphutha ke elingaholela ekutheni kudinga ukuthi ingxenye yonke yendlu iqalwe phansi noma ke ukukhokhe kakhulu ukuze ke kulungiseke lowo monakalo. Uma siye esigabeni sesibili esahlukweni sesibili la sikhuluma ke ngomkhandlu NHRBC. Lokhu sikuthola ke esigabeni sesine. Kuqala ke bekuwumkhandlu kazwelonke ukubhaliswa ke kwabakhi bezindlu. Kodwa ke sizokuqaphela manje ukuthi ke kuyashintsha ke manje izoba umkhandlu kazwelonke wokulawula ukwakhiwa kwezindlu. Ibhodi ke isona sigungu esiyigunya njengokusho ke kwe-PFMA umthetho wezokulawulwa ke kwemali zomphakathi. Umkhandlu ke kufanele ke usebenze ngokuzimela futhi ubike ngokuhambisana nokuphathwa kwemali zomphakathi kungqongqoshe. Isigaba ke sesithupha sona ke sibuka ke kuya kwesamashumi amabili zihlinzeka ke ibhodi ngesikhathi sokusebenza ukuthi ke iminyaka emithathu iziqu zamalungu ebhodi kanye ke nabasebenzi bomkhandlu. Sisaqhubeka nasigaba sesibili sibuka isigatshana sibuka ke siqhubeka nesahluko sesibili sibuka isigaba se-14. Sona ke sihlinzeka imisebenzi yomkhandlu ukuthi ke umkhandlu kufanele ke usungule ke uhlu lwabakhi nohlu lwezindlu kanye nabathuthukisi ukuthi ke kufanele kube neregister ke yomakhi nezindlu kanye nalabo ke abathuthukisa ama developers. Ukubhalisa izindlu kanye nokugcina uhlu lwezindlu, ukuhlola izindlu ngokomthetho, ukuqeqesha omakhi njengoba bese kuye kwashiwo ukuthi ke umkhandlu lo ubekela ukuthi uqeqeshe omakhi bengahlangana bengayihlanganela kubona behambe bebhalela u-NHRBC bacela ukuthi singomakhi base ngenza isibonelo singomakhi basemthwalume sicela nizosilekelela ngokuthi nisiqeqeshe u-NHRBC uyakwazi ukuthi ke uhambe uphume uyobaqeqesha labo makhi abafake leso sicelo nokwazisa abathengi ngamalungelo nemisebenzi kanye ke nokuqhakambisa izingabunjalo lezindlu. Eminye imisebenzi ke ukunquma imali zokubhalisa ngokwesigaba sama-39, ukweluleka ke ungqongqoshe. Eminye ke imisebenzi yomkhandlu le ebaluleke kakhulu. Uma sedlula njalo siya lapha ke esahlukweni sesithathu. Isahluko sesithathu sona sibuka isigaba sama-23 ukuthi ke umkhandlu kufanele usungule futhi ugcine uhlu lwabakhi bezindlu kanye ke nabathuthukisi. Uhlu ke lolu kufanele lutholakale lukwazi ukuthi nawe ngisho la ukwazi ukuthi mawulidinga ulithole. Sibuke ke isigaba ke sama-25 ke kuya kwesama-26 ukuthi ke umkhandlu uyona ke ozonquma idingo zokubhalisa lokho abathi ngesingisi ama-requirements, inqubo ke kanye nemali eyizobe idingeka ukuthi kubhaliswe. Umkhandlu uzonquma ke uhlelo lokubekwa kwamazinga kanye namakhono ke adingekayo ukuthi ke umuntu odingekalayo ke kufanele abe njani. Uma sibuka ke ama-27 umkhandlu ke ungakhansela noma umise ukubhaliswa. Shuthi ke umkhandlu kuyona konamandla ke okwenza lokho. Uma sibuka esahluko sesine siya lapha ke esigabeni sama-29 inhloso ke yokubhaliswa kwezindlu ukuthi kukwazi ke umkhandlu ukwazi ukubona ukuthi ke zingaki izindlu futhi zikuphi kanye ke nemklamo ke kahulumeni ukuthi ke ama projects kahulumeni ezindlu akuphi nakuphi uma siya lapha ke esigabeni samashumi amathathu bathi ke indlu kufanele ke ibhaliswe ngaphambi kokuqala ke kokwakha kuvele usuku lokwakhiwa umakhi kuvele usuku lokwakhiwa nanoma iziphi inguquko lana ke kuthiwa ngaphambi kokuthi uzuqale nje ukwakha indlu ke kufanele ukuthi ibhaliswe bese ekubhalisweni kwayo kuzovela ukuthi izoqalwa nini hayi ukuthi uhambe uyofaka ideposit kumakhi ehamba masolokohlo ayibuyele ezofaka ifoundation mhla ethanda uma sidlula ke siya ke esigabeni samashumi amathathu nanye sibuka ke ukuthi uma kungenzakalanga ukubhaliswa kwendlu thiwa ke leyo ndlu leyo kufanele ime ngokusheshsha njengoba kusuke sekuyale umkhandlu kusho la umkhandlu usuke usuyitholele yona ukuthi hayi nangu mfoka amanqele akha lapha kodwa ke indlu ayakhayo ayibhalisiwe so leyo ndlu ke kufanele ime kuze kube ukuthi ke umakhi lo uyahambisana nezimfuno zomkhandlu ukuze ke indlu ibhaliswe ngokusemthethweni uma sedlula ke siya ke esigabeni samashumi amathathu nambili sibuka ke iminyango kahulumeni ke kanye nomasipala ukuthi ke umnyango kanye nomasipala ke kufanele badedele imali zemklamo engabhalisiwe noma imklamo engahambisani nomthetho lokhu ke ngicabanga ukuthi kuyayichaza ukuthi ke akufanele baze bakhipha imali uma kuukuthi le mklamo ayibhalisiwe noma ke ayihambisani nomthetho zonke ke inhlaka kahulumeni abathuthukisi kufanele bazise umkhandlu ngemklamo ke yokuhlaliswa kwabantu la kukhulunywa ngokuthi ke uma uhulumeni esenqume ukuthi uzokwakhela abantu base Potchefstroom izindlu kufanele aqale athinte umkhandlu awazise ukuthi ke sizokwakhela abantu base Potchefstroom izindlu kuzoqala nini ukwakhiwa kwezindlu kanjalo uma siqhubeka ke siya ke sahlukweni sesihlanu sibuka ke isigaba samashumi amathathu nane la kukhulunywa ke ngeimali zomkhandlu ukuthi imali lezi zisukaphi izisuka esikhwameni seyinsalela kanye nesabelo mali seParliament sidlule siye esigabeni samashumi amathathu nanhlanu isikhwama ke sesiqiniseko sendlu sizoqhubeka njengokomthetho omdala sizosetshenziselwa ukukhokha ke lapho umakhi noma umthuthukisi ehluleka ukufeza izibopho ngokomthetho isigaba ke samashumi amathathu nanhlanu kuya ke kwamashumi amathathu nesishiyagalombili sona ke sichaza ke ukuthi ke kudingeka isikhwama sesiqiniseko sendlu ukuthi sibe ne-account yasebhange sibe nomphathi futhi kanjalo ke nemali yakhona ke iphathwe ke ngobuhlakani uma siya lapha ke kwezeyimali esigabeni ke samashumi amathathu nesishiyagalolunye la kubuka ke imali ke eyikhokhwayo la kubuka ke imali ekhokhwa ngumakhi ke kanye nomthuthukisi lo mali ke uyikhokha kanye kube ke imali ekhokhwa ngumakhi noma umthuthukisi yokuvuselela ubulungu kube imali yokubhalisa ebalwe ngaphandle enqunywe umkhandlu kanye nanoma yiphi ke imali ke enganqunywa ke ungqongqoshe ngeyilawulo bese ke egcineni bese bebuka ukuthi ke emva kokuthi ibhodi ithathe izimvo zabantu yilapho ke kuyobe sekukhishwa isaziso kwiGazette sekushiwo ukuthi ke egcineni amanani ke manje alezi imali athini uma sidlula siya ke siqhubeka nasisahluko sesihlanu siya ke esigabeni samashumi amane Sona ke sihlinzeka ke isiqiniseko ngephutha lesakhiwo ngosuku lokwakhiwa ukuze kuphele iminyaka emihlanu ngemuva kokuqedwa kokwakhiwa. La kukhulunywa ngokuthi uma indlu yakho seyakhiwe ikhaviwe iminyaka emihlanu ukuthi uma kunephutha elenziwe umakhi kufanele kuze kuphela iminyaka emihlanu. Uma sekuphela iminyaka emihlanu sekungale kweminyaka emihlanu awusakwazi ukufaka isicelo kodwa kufanele kusifake within iminyaka emihlanu. Sidlule siye lapha ke esigabeni sama-41 buka ke la ukufakwa ke kwesicelo singafakwa umakhi noma umthuthukisi uma umakhi noma umthuthukisi engatholakali umakhi wendlu engatholakali yila ungafaka khona isicelo bese ke ubabika ke bebikwa ke ekomidini lokuphoqelela okuyilona ke lona lelo komidi ke liyokwenza ukuthi bamiswe noma ke bakhishwe ohlwini. Lelo komidi lakhiwe ke ngokwesigaba ke sama-60. Siqhubeke siye ke esigabeni sama-42. Umkhandlu ke ukhokha imali yokulungisa uma umakhi engakwazi ukulungisa noma ehluleka ukulungisa noma engatholakali. Shuthi ke uma umakhi engasakwazi ukwenza umsebenzi abethe uzowenza noma engasatholakala inhlobo umkhandlu ke obusuku ngene ephaketheni ukukhokhela ke lapho. Kuthiwa ke uma siqhubeka nazo ke masiqhubeka ke naso lesi sigaba kuthiwa ke ayikho ke imali ezokhokhwa uma indlu ingabhalisiwe noma umonakalo wayo udalwe imvelo njengezikhukhula, umbani, umlilo, ukunyakaza komhlaba kanye nempi. Izona zimoke lezo ke umkhandlu ke ongeke uzukwazi ukukhokha uma ke indlu yakho ke ilimale ngazo. Siqhubeke siye esahlukweni sesithupha esigabeni sama-48 kuya ke kwesama-47. Lezi igaba ke zivimbela izinhlaka kahulumeni kanye nabathuthukisi ukunikeza ithenda kumakhi ongabhalisiwe noma ongawulungisile umonakalo owashiya kunomonakalo. Uma kuvela phansi kuyabonakala ukuthi hayi kusenomonakalo angawulungisile akufanele athole umsebenzi lowo muntu athole ithenda. Umakhi onombango noma isicelo bathi ngesingisi one-dispute lowo makhi ke akavumelekile futhi ukuthi ke uhulumeni amnikeze ithenda noma ke abathuthukisi bamnikeze ke ithenda. Iy'nhlaka kahulumeni ke zingakhokhela umakhi imali umakhi uma ke eseyilungisile ke ingxenye kodwa ke kungeyona eyaleso sicelo. Isahluko sama-48 kuya ke ema-53 zona ke zibuka ke isivumelwano sokwakha ke ukuthi ke sibandakanya ke isiqiniseko sokuthi umakhi kufanele kube ukuthi ubhalisiwe, indlu ibhalisiwe, umakhi uzowalungisa amaphutha noma uzowakhokhela amaphutha kanye nokuthi ke nanoma iziphi ke ezinye izindleko nje eseyingavela lapho. Kushuthi izinto lezo kufanele zibe ingxenye yezivumelwano sakho wena owakhelwa indlu nomakhi. Uma sibuka ke sisuka ke esigabeni sama-54 siya ke esigabeni sama-58 kubuka ke imbango yeyinkontileka ke nokwahlulelwa kwayo ukuthi ke umkhandlu uzonquma ke ukuthi ke kulandelwa yiphi indlela ngoba babuka la ukuthi ke inkantolo iyaye ke ithatha isikhathi eside ukuthi ke yenza kudonseka isikhathi ukuthi ke kulungiseke noma ke kuqedwe icala ebese ke indlu noma isakhiwo leso sihlala isikhathi eside. Uma siqhubeka ke siya esigabeni esisahlukweni sesikhombisa sibuka ke sona ukuphoqelela ke ukusebenza komthetho. Lokhu ke sikuthola ke esigabeni samashumi ayisithupha kuya ke kwamashumi ayisithupha nesikhombisa. La kubuka nje ukuthi kusungulwa ikomiti lokuphoqelela okuyilona ke elizobe libhekele ukuthi ke omakhi bahambisa ngendlela umsebenzi. Bese ke sibuka ke sisekusi isahluko sesikhombisa sisibuka ke manje ke abahloli lokhu ke abathi inspector ke sibuka amandla abo ukuthi ke amandla abo ke banamandla afanayo namaphoyisa. Iziqu zabo ke zizonqunywa ke umkhandlu. Kufanele ke babe nomazisi kanye nesitifiketi ke sokuthi ke umhloli oqokwe umkhandlu. Bangacela ke ulwazi malana nendlu, imininingwane ejulile kanye ke neplani yendlu ngokwemanual yokwakhiwa kwezindlu. Engahlola yedwa noma engahlola ehamba yedwa noma ephelezelo noma imuphi ke umsebenzi womkhandlu noma uchwepheshe. Akufanele ke avinjwe uma enza umsebenzi wakhe. So umuntu ke otholakala ke evimba noma ke ephazamisa noma enqinda ke umsebenzi ke womkhandlu noma umhloli uyohlawuliswa ke imali ke engafinyelela lapha ke ku 1.5 million. Isahluko samashumi ayisishiyagalombili kuya kwamashumi ayisishiyagalombili nanhlanu zona ke zibuka ke ukuthi noma ke sengamele abakhi amabhange abanikazi beyinkampani zonke sibuka bonke labo bantu labo. Bese siya lapha ke esahlukweni samashumi ayisishiyagalolunye nantathu sona ke sibuka ke indaba zesikhashana zonke inkontileka ke ezindala amathenda amabid konke lokho ke zizosonjululwa ke ngokomthetho omdala. Ngiyayivala sihlalo ngiyabonga.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Asinike ihlombe. Asibonge sibonge kuma presentation omabili. Kubonala ngathi sesizamile ukuthi siucacise lo mthetho sivivinyo kunina ukuthi yini lesize ngayo. Engicabanga ukuthi ke sesisonikana inaki ithuba lokuthi niphawuleke kumthetho sivivinyo. Uthi nje ngenza isibonelo kule ndawo ezinye sesizihambe Ngiyabonga. Sihambe saya eMnambithi saya eMandeni. Abantu bafike baveza ukuthi thina esiqhamuke emakhaya ikakhulukazi uma umthetho sivivinya lo uthi awufaki indlu engenayo indawo yokugezela nekhishi. Bathi ke abantu inkinga thini izindlu zethu saka round okuba yikhishi kube indawo yokugezela kube indawo yokulala. Manje ke uthini nomthetho sivivinyo? Sesitheke lokho sesikuthathile sibona ukuthi abantu ngathi nabo bayakukhuluma kakhulu ukuthi ngoba sifuna umthetho sivivinyo othimo wenziwa uthinte thina ngendlela esihlala ngayo endaweni zasemakhaya. Bengenza isibonelo nje lokho angisho ukuthi yani kuleyo direction. Kodwa ngenzela ukuthi ziningi izinto ezivelile kulezi ezinye indawo kade sizikhuluma ekade sizivakashele sikhuluma nabantu nemphakathi. Indlela esizokwenza ngayo ke umuntu uzophakamisa isandla sizomnika inamba ukuthi unumber 1 unumber 1 unumber 1. Sizoqala ngabantu abayishumi kuqala. Sibone ukuthi basekhona ke yini abanye. Uma bengafikanga eshumini futhi sothatha nje ishumi elilodwa. Abantu ke mase beyaphawula ke So mnika nje just about umuntu akhulume isikhathi esingango 5 minutes ephawula lokhu afuna ukuthi akuphawule noma uma ukuthi unombuzo afuna ukuthi ambu. Yes. So ke njoba sizokwenza lo mthetho osivivinyo ukuthi sifake izimvo zethu uzovala ngomhla ka-30. Njoba silana nje zonke izimvo ezikhona sizozithatha. Kodwa mekwenzeka ukuthi kukhona ezinye nanka imininingwane yokuxhumana yokuthi abantu bangabhalela noma bashaye leza number babhalele naleya kuleya address ekuthiwa yi-email ukuze akwazi ukuthi afake imbono yabo ngendlela ekuyiyona. Kodwa yonke le nto iyavala uma kushaya umhla ka-30 kule nyanga esikuyona. Ngicela ukuthi ngithathe izandla zabantu abacela ukuthi baphawule. Umuntu uzoba no 5 minutes ngithatha izandla zabantu abalishumi. Ngizocela ke uphakamisa isandla ngikunika inamba uyikhumbule inamba yakho ngoba ngine disadvantage noma angibazi bonke abantu abala endlini so angibazi ukubabiza ngamagama. Ngisacela ukuthi mekukhona bafuna ukuthi baphawule lo mthetho osivivinyo ukubanika ithuba. Ukuphakamisa isandla nje so sisikunika inamba khona uzokwazi ukuthi uphawule. Mfowethu unumber 1, dadewethu unumber 2, unumber 3 mfowethu. Cela nisikhumbule inamba zenu. Unumber 3, mama unumber 4, baba unumber 5. Bakhona abanye? Unumber 6 mfowethu. Bakhona abanye? Futhi sesingama kunumber 6. Hayi sizomake kanjalo. Ngicela ukuthi nginike unumber 1 uzisho igama nokuthi uqhamuka kuphi mase ke usuyaphawula.
Ngibonga ithuba. Ngibingelele umhlali ngaphambili nabahleli.
Ukwazi nje ukusukuma ungasukuma kodwa mongakwazi ukuthi akuphoqele.
Ngiyabonga umhlali ngaphambili. Igama ngiyosithule akanyawo. Ngisuka kwa 26 khona la eGamalakhe la iqina bawdi. Ngimele i-disability sector. Mhlawumbe ngicabanga ukuthi lo mthetho sisekelo muhle kakhulu ngikuzwile kodwa umuhle njalo akuzange ukhuluma litho nge-disability nokuprotecteka kwethu ngalo mthetho sisekelo. I think kufanele mhlambe nginikeza ipanel i-homework ibuyele emuva iyozinika amakhwapha ukuthi into okukhulunywa nge-disability around kuthiwa implement izinto ezimele abantu abakhubazekile kodwa ngizwa ukuthi umthetho sisekelo ukhuluma ngathi. Njengokuthi makuthiwa umuntu kulesikhathi samanje wakha isakhiwo esingekho accessible njengoba bekhuluma ukuthi bahlawuliswe makho uhlawuliswana umuntu wakhe isakhiwo esingekho accessible. Okwesibili makuthiwa kuzokwakhiwa izindlu lezi zemixhaso neyibuka yini into yokuthi mhlambe kuyiwe wadini kuyacheckwa ukuthi bangakho abantu abasebenzisa ama-wheelchair. Zingakho izindlu eziphumela abantu abakhubazekile. Makukhishwa ama-toilet kunegama ekuthiwa kunama VIP toilet manje kushiwo ama-toilet angakwazi ngisho ukungena umuntu okhubazekile. Leyo nto ngeke kusekele ungasho ngathi i-VIP ngingakwazi ngisho ukufaka i-wheelchair yami ngihlale phakathi. Kufanele likubheke konke-ke lokho nanokuthi uma uthenga indlu okhubazekile uprotecteke kanjani ngoba siyasebenza siyazithenga izindlu. Mhlawumbe nagcina kusathiwa abantu abakhubazekile bahola igranti kuphela siyasebenza-ke izindlu siyazithenga futhi. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga. Before sithathe unumber 2 sacela ukunika umhlonishwa uDlamini khona afuna ukukuphawula.
Ngiyabonga sihlalo. Cela ukuphinda nginibingelele. Uyabona nje basekuchaziwe ngalo mthetho osivivinyo. Sila ukuzothatha izimvo zenu ukuthi nina nithini, nicabanga ukuthi senzeni, yini enga-edwa, yini engakhishwa. Sifuna imiqondo yenu nizosilekelela nina njengoba sila. Hayi ukuthi niphinde nibuze okay fine kulungile ukubuza kodwa nithini nina ngomthetho. Yini ekunina nje ubusuchaziwe umthetho ngesingisi wachazwa ngesizulu. Nithi kuhulumeni akenzeni, yini okufuna ayifakelele o yini okufanele ayikhiphe. Ngiyabonga sihlalo.
Siyabonga. Number 2.
Sanibona. Igama lami nguNtokozo wakamda khona la ezitendeni. Ngiyawuzwa lokhuzana i-legislation ukuthi isiphatheleni ngiyayithanda especially ey'ntweni zesikole makuthiwa mhlambe kwakhiwa isikole izikhathi eziningi kuye kwakhiwa izikole bese uthi akuqedwa so lo mthetho lona mina ngiyawujabulela kakhulu lapho engikhathazayo kakhulu ngayo ngingazi noma umbuzo lo noma kodwa ngathi kuyi-concern kumina ngihlala endaweni la ekwakhiwa khona ezindaweni lezokomkhulu nangu ubhuti Sibuye nowakhayo uma kuthiwa kumele ngirejiste noma ngihambe ngiyokhokha ukuthi ngizokwakha nobhuti Sibuye naye kumele ayokhokha naye ukuthi noma ayorejista naye ukuthi umakhe leyo nto enjalo imina ngizofike ngikhokhe uyena ubhuti Sibuye umakhe uzokukhokhela ngiphinde futhi ngikhokhele yena futhi ubhuti Sibuye iyona leyo nto leyo engiwarishayo leyo ukuthi mhlambe ngezidingo zethu nala esiphila khona mhlambe kuzoba too much kuthina ukuthi ngifike ngiyorejista ukuthi ngizokwakha umuzi ngiphinde futhi nomakhi naye ubhuti Sibuye zakhela imizi le la emakhaya siyamazi abantu esiphila nabo naye kumele akhokhe ngibese futhi ngizothenga imizi ngiphinde ngikhokhele yena so angazi noma kuzokwenzeka yini kuthina sonke especially thina esihlala la ngiyabona mhlawumbe abahlala kuma-urban areas la sothi amandla unawo angakwazi ukwenza ngiyabonga nanokuthi engifuna ukucacisele kakona ukuthi ukhokha once yini noma into ekumele uhlezi uyikhokhela yini ukuze ukwazi ukuthi ube covered ngiyabonga
Number 3.
Molweni. Ndiyabonga elithuba endilifuna nguMumelezi Makhambi lo osuka eKokstad eWard 4 as ward committee. Umthetho osivivinywa ndiyawuva ubekwe ngendlela eright futhi uyalandeleka uyavakala. Apho ndibona bangathi usiphosela inselela thina singabantu abazisebenzayo ngoba ndibona ngathi kuthathwa elicala labakhelwa kunelicala labakhi. So angathi bona bayalibaleka. Eyona nto eyi-challenge kwelicala labakhi. Bakhona abakhi asibabiza ngoba bomanyindana. Bomanyindana. Abo bakhi abanaso isikolo abayanga esikolweni abana-certificate but iskill banaso. So isicelo sami sesokuba angathi umthetho osivivinyo lo ungaske uncedise macala okakhulu aba bantu bakhayo bazisebenzayo. Like for example mna I'm an electrician andigqibanga ukufunda as an electrician so angaske urhulumente akancedise okakhulu noba mhlambi kunge-certificate noba nge-trade test kwelicala lombane okanye kwiplumber. So sisicelo sami kwelo cala. Enkosi.
Okay. Number 4.
Ngiyabingelela umama ucele lo ngisuka eMdoni ward committee ngiyimember yecommittee kwi-project eyakhiwayo lapho engisuka khona mina isikhalo kumbe isicelo sami engifisa ukuthi si-amendwe ngiyakuzwa konke osekubekiwe i-legislature yethu sinenkinga mhlambe bengathanda ukuthi ipanel ihambe nayo ikwenze kube umphako kwi-project yezindlu ezakhiwayo lezi zomxhaso kahulumeni umphakathi uba nezikhalo zokuthi i-criteria abantu abaningi yabashaya like lento ya 3.5 ukuthi awutholi uxhaso lokwakhelwa uhulumeni if ekhaya kungena u3.5. Number 2 abantu abaningi abaxakekile futhi basezindaweni ezimbi bathi noma ngabe bayafuna ukusizakala but abakwazi ngoba kunesikhalo sokuthi osonkontreka bathi abakhokhelwa ukuvula imigwaqo ey'ndaweni ezimbi ekugcineni kosuku kodwa abantu baxakekile bayazidinga izindlu besingacela ukuthi ipanel ike i-amende mhlampe lo mthetho ukuze abantu basizakale ngiyabonga
Number 5.
Angibingelele
Elias lo Mdingi Sibongo khona la ewadini u28 siyawuzwa muhle ilokhuzana lebhileni zanayo kodwa kukhona la ngisala khona engingazi ukuthi sizokhaveka kanjani especially emalini kahulumeni kunosonkontileka abanikezwe umsebenzi babaleka bengayiqedile imisebenzi yabo usuthi yezwa nangu ukhonjwa le kwaZulu uyosebenza khona eshiye engaqedanga la if usowuphasile lo mthetho bazokwazini ukuthi babuyele back balandele labo sonkontileka abashiya imisebenzi bengayiqedanga ukuze bakwazi ukuthi babuyise le mali babeyiniki ukuthi benze lo umsebenzi engingazike bengicela ukwazi ukuthi mhlasimbe izothatha isikhathi esingakanani yona ukuze kube kuthiwa iqediwe seyiyasebenza mhlasimbe unyaka noma u6 months noma u3 months bese iyaqala iyasebenza kukhona ke la engiye ngasala khona uma kuthiwa fanele nami ngihleli lapha ngizakhela umuzi wami ngibe ngaphansi kwalohlelo ithini into kuselokishini noma kusedolobheni mina ngihlele emakhaya ngifaka kanjani mina ngoba sibe sometimes leyo ndlu ngizakhele ngekho mali eqhamuke ezuxhaso kuhulumeni yiloko bengicabanga ukuthi mhlasimbe akucacanga kahle kumina but ngithi akukho engikuphikisayo kulomthetho ngihambisana nawo ngiyabonga
Sibonga kakhulu baba number 6 ungapha
Ya sanibonani. Ngisuma nonibingelela nonke uNtuthuko kaMbali lo khulumayo. Umthetho obekwayo ngiyawuzwa u-right. Kodwa nginombuzo engawubuza kwabase ofisini ukuthi sakhele izindlu la ku-Ward 28 kuba ngiqhamuka ku-28. So masizakhiwe izindlu saqedwa then asangakwazi ukuthola amatayitela so kanti manje ema-ofisini lapha eRenkonyeni ngalela ukuthi fike ngeMaritzburg so angazi noma mhlambe umnyango khona la ngithuthisa khona ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthi litholakala itayitela cause abazali okuyibona babe register ngomuzi abasekho so umuntu uyena khona njengamanje mina so ngagcina ngawazanga ukuthi ngisizakale esimeni sikanjalo ngiyabonga
kakhulu kade sinesandla ezisithupha 6 ngisengazidedela futhi ezinye izandla uma zikhona sizokhuluma ngomthetho osivivinyo siyayizwa abanye ababuza ngama projects athintakalayo aspecific kodwa sifuna ukuthi sikhulume directly ngomthetho osivivinywa lo esikhuluma ngawo wokuvikela abathengi kanye nabakhi bezindlu angazi noma zikhona nezinye izandla esingabathatha uzophinda mfowethu ube number 1 khona umunye number 2 ukhona umunye hayi siyabonga sekulezo zandla zokugcina zomhlangano wethu ngicela ukuthi nginithathe bale ngo number 1 umzimkhulu umzi wabantu nawo usufikile siyajabula kakhulu ukuthi sibone ngathi secishe sesiphelele emhlanganweni number 1
Sanibonani. Ngiyaphila. Hayi ukusukuma ngeze ngikwazi ukuthi ngihamba ngeenduku. Ngizohlala phansi nje.
ukhuluma inkinga mfowethu
Ngiyabonga. Ukhuluma lo bandla lakhe wakanqobo kuba 25. Nginesicelo bese phinde kibe nombuzo. Mina ngihlalela emakhaya lento ezikhokhwayo asizikhokhi. So if sengikhokhile ngizuzani ngokukhokhela ukuthi ngihlale emakhaya. Futhi ke ngibe nesicelo futhi sokuthi bengakwazi labantu abasakhelayo esihleli nabo emakhaya nikwazi ukuthi nibathathe nihambe noba train ukuze babe ngaphansi bakwazi ukungena ku database ngoba manje lento enisho ukuthi nabo kufanele bahambe o-register bazoregister kanjalo bengenacertificate uregister phela office certificate bongena-certificate uzoregister kanjani iyona into inkinga yami ngoba phela sinawo athi amakhe emakhaya abakwaziyo wakhe ezindlu kuphela abanacertificate angibonga
Bonga number 2.
No, ngibingelele sihlalo ngibingelele nomphakathi. Igama uXolani kaNtini eMdoni, Ward 14. I-submission yami sihlalo ngathi i-NHBRC sibantu abamnyama ngathi leyo council leyo ayidumile kakhulu thina njengendle emnyama idume kakhulu kule genge le yesilungu namandiya so ngathi submission yami sihlalo ukuthi besicela ukuthi uhulumeni uhlangabeze indle emnyama ekutheni uregister kuyona le council without ukukhipha imali because abahlali bayayikhokha intela so besicela ukuthi niba capacitate abantu abamnyama ekutheni bayiregister bangaze bakhipha imali bevele ingekho bese okwesibili sihlalo ile yosonkontraka abakhela abahlali baphinde bakhele ne-state laba ababizwa ama-service provider i-challenge yokuqala ngathi ngokwama-submission umuntu angakuphosa ukuthi besicela ukuthi makubhekwa iy'nkampani lezi ezakhela i-state ekuthiwa ama-service provider ukuthi kuqale kubhekwe i-history yawo noma kubhekwe i-capacity yawo ngoba isikhathi esiningi ukuthola ukuthi umuntu ungena ngale ndlela angene ngayo ekutheni athole ithenda ngeke nabe kakhulu but i-challenge esivela kakhulukazi emakhaya makwakhiwa imixhaso ukuthi umuntu kafike kwenziwe la kufika khona kubhekwe indawo ukuthi ime kanjani yonke into u-service provider avuma ukuthi no nginayo i-capacity yokuyenza lento but mase etholile umsebenzi agcine esefaka ama-complaint ekutheni mhlambe akanayo imali engaphezulu yokuthi angavula umgwaqo njengoba abanye ozakwesade bekumenshina lokho mhlambe i-NHBRC nayo i-portfolio le yaka-human settlement ingathi kuzoma before service provider anikwe ithenda noma anikwe umsebenzi ekutheni njengokusho kwakho uzokwazi ukwenza umsebenzi lo obekiwe angabeki ama-terms and conditions ngoba esethole umsebenzi yiloko nje sihlalo
Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you so much. Ngicabanga ukuthi izandla zethu sesiziqedile. Uma kukhona abahlonishwa if members want to comment abahlonishwa uma kukhona abafuna ukuthi bakuphawule ngicabanga ukuthi singabadedela kukhona futhi nabahlonishwa abasijoyine online nabo siyabavumela ukuthi banga contributor laba abajoyine online ngibone ngathi akekho ofuna ukuphawula Monica and your team. I'm not sure if there are issues you would want to make follow up. Please, you can take the podium. I'm not sure if there is a mic now in Salapaya so that you can respond to some of the issues.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. There are just a few clauses I will respond to. And I think two issues or most of the issues as usual are for the council, they will respond to them. The first one on disability, it's a comment that we have received even in other forums. In section 48 to 53, which speaks about contracts and it guides builders about contracts. So when you enter into a contract, then you have to emphasize how you want the building to be done. So if you said you're building for a person living with disability and the builder does not follow those instructions, then obviously you're covered by the bill, provided you had enrolled the home and your builder had been registered. So the bill does take into account all sorts of persons. It does not exclude people living with disability. And then the next question was about the process of registration. Are you going to pay for the house and then pay for the builder? Section 25 to 26, it sets out that the council is going to come up with a registration process. But because they are here today, I think they can respond to that question in more detail. And then the question of that builders are not being taken care of, it seems like the bill is favoring homeowners. It's not quite correct, because I said one of the main purposes of the bill is to improve the home building industry, which means including builders. And that's why they have that Section 35 fund. And that fund is going to be used for training builders, for skilling builders, for assisting them also when they have any disputes. So the bill does actually cover the builders as well. The other question was about the increase of 3,500. That's not for this bill. I think that's in the policy for RDP housing, but the committee notes that comment for future discussions. And then that builders who have abandoned projects previously and how they will be dealt with. As you saw, it says if there have been any complaints in terms of the old act, then they will still be dealt with in terms of that old act, provided, of course, if the matter was reported or if there was a dispute, because the bill proposes that there shouldn't be a gap. Nobody should escape, because now the old act is being done away with. So they will still be dealt with in terms of that old act. And then how long will it take for the bill to be passed? When will it come into effect? The passing of any law can take quite some time. You can see this one was introduced in Parliament in 2021 by the National Department. Then they had to go around the whole country themselves getting their own comments. It's only coming to us now as a KwaZulu-Natal legislature and before this committee now, and we are finalizing now our public hearings, but then it goes back to Parliament for them to consider all the provinces' inputs. So it's hard for us to say when it will come into effect, but NHRBC is here. They can maybe give us an idea of what they're planning or how far they have gone with the other provinces. The question of title deeds, Chairperson, I will leave that to you. And then the question of our rural areas covered, yes, this bill is not discriminating that if you're building a house in the rural area, you're not covered. You're covered because the bill does not talk about a location or the type of land you're building on. What matters is the house that you're building, whether it's in the town or it's in the rural area, you're covered. The same with the builders. Even if you're a builder in the rural areas, you'll still be covered. But I think the council is here. They can also add on that, Chairperson. We've also received this comment about NHBRC not being visible, especially in the rural areas. There was even a suggestion that they should have their offices or work together with municipalities. We've noted that comment. It has been raised in many other forums about the visibility of NHRBC, but they are here, Chairperson. I think they can answer that for themselves. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much.
Siyabonga Sihlalo. Sizoqala ke ngombuzo ke okhuluma ke ngalabo ke abanokukhubazeka. Ukuthi umoya uya ke esigabeni samashumi amane nesishiyagalombili 48 isona ke esikhuluma ke sona sikhuluma ke nesivumelwano osukungena kusona nomakhe ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi ngena esivumelwaneni kubalekile ukuthi ke uveze ukuthi udinga isakhiwo esinjani. Yilapho ke ayobe sebephezeleka ukuthi ahambisane nesivumelwano senu. Uma engasahambisani naleso sivumelwano yila usumfaka khona ke kwa NHRBC ukuthi ke babone ke ukuthi bamisa kanjani. Sidlule Sihlalo siye ke esigabeni samashumi amabili namashumi amabili nanhlanu kuya ke kwamashumi amabili nesithupha ke sona ke sikhuluma ke umkhandlu kuzoyiphendulela kulo mbuzo Sihlalo. Uma sidlula lapho siyala ekutheni ke akulona ke iqiniso ukuthi ke umthetho lo ubhekela kuphela ke abanikazi bezindlu kunabakhi, kodwa ke umthetho lo uhlose nje ukuthi uthuthukise ke imboni yokwakhiwa kwezindlu ke jikelele. Le ika 3500 ayikho kule bill kulomthetho sivivinyo okhulunywa ngayo manje, kodwa ke ikomiti ke lizoyibheka ke endaweni yayo efanele. Uma sidlula siya ke odabeni lolu oluthinta labo ke abasuke omakhi abasuke benza umsebenzi bangayiqedela, labo ke umthetho uthi kuyobhekwana nabo noma kuyodilwa nabo ke kusetshenziswa umthetho omdala, ngoba akufanele kube khona abantu abazosala benganakekele noma ke amacala abo engathethwanga ngoba sekunomthetho omusha. Kuyofanele ukuthi mabetholakala nje bese kusetshenziswa umthetho omdala uma kuwukuthi amacala abo awela emthethweni omdala. Uphathiswa komthetho ke kuyashiyana, kuya ngokuthi ke kuhambe kangakanani. Uma ubuka lo uqale ke ukuvivinywa ke ngo-2021, so njengoba namanje ke usavivinywa nje usazoqhubeka futhi ke uhambe igaba zakhona, kodwa ke NHRBC osungacacisa ngokuthi ke mhlawumbe bona bangalinganisela ekutheni ke uzobe usuphasile emva kwesikhathi esingakanani. Lo mthetho ke awucwazi ukuthi usemakhaya noma usedolobheni. Uma wakha kufanele ubhalise indlu yakho ukuze ke ukwazi ukuvikelwa ilo mthetho, uphinde futhi noma ke usizakale kuwona. Hayi okunye sihlalo u-NHRBC ngoba ukhona ke usungacacisa kokunye.
Siyabonga, ngicela unike uNatasha i-mic so that ezoresponda uzobe usu-interpreter lokho azokusho. Natasha, so that we are also going to give sizonika nalabo aba-online oza kwethu uma kukhona abafuna ukuphawula ukuthi baphawule. Over to you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson and our honorable members and our stakeholders at large. I'm Natasha Fisher from the NHBRC. My colleague has already touched on quite a few things. I just want to highlight some few additional items. In respect of who is liable for fees, first of all, if you are a home builder, you must register as a home builder, and then you must pay your renewal fees annually. For purposes of enrollment, every house that are built must be enrolled with the NHBRC. The home builder pays the enrollment fees and not the housing consumer. So I just want to make that clear. It's the home builder that is responsible for the payment of the enrollment fee. Once that property is enrolled, there are then deemed warranties that is provided in terms of this bill. So you have a 5-year structural warranty, 24 months roof leak, and then you can also claim the warranty now commences from the date of construction. So if there are any defects within that construction period, then you can lodge a claim with the NHBRC. In respect of the issues, there was a comment that indicated that housing consumers are more favored. The bill is housing consumer orientated or towards housing consumers. However, the bill does make provision for fair processes between home builders and housing consumers. For example, the bill in one of the chapters there is adjudication clauses. So for example, if a housing consumer does not pay you for services rendered, then you can stop constructing until such time that the housing consumer pays you. Refer that dispute to the NHBRC, where an adjudicator will be appointed, and then that dispute must be resolved within a period of 45 days. The bill, unfortunately, does not apply retrospectively, and therefore, it does not, if your building is older than 5 years and you have not submitted a claim to the NHBRC, then unfortunately you are unable to lodge a complaint for old projects. In respect of issues of training, the details of the training officer is available on the or will be made available. If you are interested in training, please take down her details, and training can certainly be arranged. We do training in conjunction with the relevant municipalities. So when there is training again, the municipality will also make those dates available. I've noted the comment in respect of the visibility. We have a continuous outreach program that we, do in conjunction with municipalities, but this is certainly something that I will also take back to the organization and say, please ensure that you go to the following particular areas to ensure, that we do sufficient consumer education. And then in terms of there was a comment that indicated that when a home builder is appointed for a tender, there must be sufficient information available about that home builder. The bill in sections 23 to 25 makes provision for an integrated database for home builders and for enrollments. So then if you want to know about information about a particular home builder, before you appoint that home builder, that information is available to say, this particular home builder has built so many homes, there were complaints, so many complaints lodged against this particular home builder, there were disciplinary action taken against a home builder. So that information, the bill then provides that there should be a detailed or a comprehensive integrated database where that information is available. Lastly, Chairperson, I just want to encourage our stakeholders, if you are in the home building industry, please make sure that you are registered with the NHBRC and obtain your certificate, because that will then ensure that there are opportunities available for home builders. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much.
Oqala sihlalo ukuthi ke umakhi uyena ofaka indlu ohlwini noma ku register, umnikazi wendlu akakhokheli ukubhaliswa kwendlu. Umnikazi wendlu akakhokheli ukubhaliswa kwendlu, umakhi owenza lokho. Umthetho ke awukho ke awuncikile kubanikazi bezindlu, ngoba ke umubuka la sikhona isigaba esishoyo ukuthi ke uma umuntu engakhokheli, wena uwumakhi unawo amandla ukuthi uyeke ukwakha ngaleso sikhathi, ebese ke uhamba uyofaka icala ku NHRBC. Leso simangalo leso kufanele sibhekwe ke ey'nsukwini ezama-55 ukuze ke kulunge nibuye ke niqhubeke nokusebenza. Siye lapha ke kwezokuqeqeshwa ke u-NHRBC uyaye asebenzisane nomasipala ukuthi ke omakhi bakuleyo ndawo basho kumasipala ukuthi bafuna ukusizwa ngokuqeqeshwa, bese ke u-NHRBC eyeza ke ezobaqeqesha. Imininingwano ke izobhalwa, socela ukuthi ke uma isibhaliwe lapha ke bese ke niyithatha ke ukuze nikwazi ukuthi ke nifake isicelo. Bazocela ke bazozama ukuthi ke benze ke baqwashise imiphakathi ngo-NHRBC ukuthi ukhona usebenza kanjani, inhlelo ke lezi abanazo ukuthi ke abantu abanazo ukuze ke baziwe emphakathini. Into ke azobuyela nayo ke emumva uthe kunohlu ke lwabakhi ke okuyilona ke obheka kulona ukuthi ke mhlawumbe umakhi osumkhethile kanjani emabhukwini ka-NHRBC. Ingabe ke umakhi onamacala noma ke khona imisebenzi angayiqedile, izinto ezifana nalezo uyithola ke uma ubheka uhlu ke lwabakhi kwa-NHRBC. ube secela ke ugqugquzela ke abakhi ukuthi ke babhalise no NHRBC ngoba ke kunamathuba ke amaningi atholakala lapha na ke kwa NHRBC. Ngiyabonga Sihlalo.
Sibonga kakhulu. Ngifuna ukugcizelela ukuthi lo mthetho osivivinya uzama uzosivikela. Uma sithi uyasivikela, uhulumeni uthi kufanele kuphele isikhathi la khona abantu bavele bakhe nje. Umuntu akwakhele uthi ungakapheli unyaka indlu siyacracker, uthi ungakapheli unyaka indlu yakho siyawa, ube kade usebenzise eningi imali. Uhulumeni uthi ufuna ukusivikela ukuthi izindlu lezi ezakhiwa ezibizwa ngokuthi izindlu zikahulumeni ama-local housing, ufuna ukusivikela kubakhi balezo zindlu ukuthi nabo barejistwe baziwe khona uma i-cracker kungakhiwa ngoba kwakhelwa abantu, kwakhiwe indlu e-substandard, indlu engekho strong. Bakhalila abanye bathi izindlu zabo ezifakwe kuma yabona mithiwa kwakufuneka kwakhiwe islab, kungakhiwa islab kodwa akufakwe lezi zinto ezincanyana ezukhonkolo konje zibizwa ngani, lezi zinto ezincane kodwa ezukhonkolo kuthiwa indlu uthi ungakapheli 2 years isishone phansi ngoba ayakhulanga ngendlela ekuyiyona yona. So lo mthetho osivivinyo uzama ukuzovikela abantu ababanikazi bezindlu nabantu ababathengi bezindlu kakhulukazi thina. Siyazi ukuthi endaweni zasemakhaya lento ibingakajwayeleki ukuthi indlu ibhaliswe ngokusemthethweni. Ivikela thina lo into wena njengomnikazi womuzi. Uma indlu yakho iregister nomakhi wakho ekufanele aziwe arejistwe ku-NHBRC, kube umuntu owaziwayo ukuthi lo muntu lo uzokwakha indlu khona uma kuthiwa kufika izimvula noma kufika iziphepho isikrekhile indlu kodwa ingenile ngaphansi kwegaranti, okuchaza ukuthi wena njengomuntu owakhelwe leyo indlu noma umuntu ukuthi akakwakhele leyo indlu yakho uma iba nenkinga enjalo ibisivikeleke ubusukwazi ukufaka iclaim ukuthi indlu yakho ilungiseke. Kodwa uma ingabhalisiwe indlu yakho njengoba lo abakubizwa ngokuthi i-enrollment, uma ingabhalisiwe ayibikwazi ukuthi ingene ngaphansi kokuthi ukwazi ukuclaima uma kuba khona inkinga. So inhloso kakhulukazi izama ukuvikela lapho lo mthetho osivivinya singawusabi. Njengoba echazile ukuthi akekho umuntu uma i-enrolla indlu yakho wena ukhokhi, umakhi okuzofanele ayi-enrolle ngoba vele yena usuke irejistile. Uma inga-enrolliwe iyakwazi izokwazi ke manje i-NHBRC ukuthi bayimise leyo indlu ukuthi ayirejistiwe le ndlu, ayizange zi-enroll, kufanele ihambe iyo-enrollwa. Nomakhi akakho registered, kufanele ahambe ayo-register ukuze wena njengomthengi noma njengomuntu ozogcina ethole indlu, uma wena wakhelwa indlu uthathwa njengomthengi wena uma wakhelwa indlu. So uhulumeni ubone ukuthi kufanele abantu bavikeleke ngaleyo ndlela. Ingakho ngithi angithi ukugxila kancane lokho khona sizokwazi ukuthi sivikeleka kanjani. Uyabona? So ke manje labantu kade bakhe izindlu ilokho housing ayakhele Gamalakhe angayiqedi ahamba atholakala sitholakala kwenye indawo uzovinjwa ke ngoba angithi manje uenrollile uzi-enrollile izindlu sezimile kubhaliwe lapha ukuthi izindlu aziphelile kufanele ngabe manje iqalile le ndlu kufanele ngabe iphelile ayiphelile akakwazi manje ukuhamba yoqhubeka kwenye indawo ngoba ngenxa yalento esikhuluma ngayo yokuthi uzama ukuthi kuqiniswe. Uma yabona kuthiwa manje la iyanyuswa ifine kade yi-25,000 rand okusho ukuthi abakhi bebekade bengayikhokha kalula le fine ka-25,000 isiyanyuka manje ifika emiliyonini 1 million rand. Uyabona okuchaza ukuthi sekuzoba nzima nakuyena umakhi okufanele umsebenzi wakhe ube ngendlela ekuyiyona yona akukona lokuza ukuzogqilaza bakhe kodwa ngeke ugqilazeke uma indlu noma umsebenzi wakho kuwumsebenzi oyiwona wona. Ngicabanga ukuthi indaba ye-training uNatasha ukhulumile ngayo ukuthi akhona ama-training okulekelela ezinye izinto inkinga abantu bakithi ikakhulukazi laba babakhe bayazisaba izinto into engelutho usaba ukuregister ka-NHBRC ukuthi ubhale leya test nje yakhona bazokulekelela mekufuna ubhalise ukuthi nazi izinto ofanele uzazi nazi izinto ofanele uzenze ubhalise ugcina ubhalise kwesinye isikhathi sisaba igama lokuthi sizokuregister ugcina ungazange uye kanti ubuzolelekeleka ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uregister ube semthethweni bayashoka ukuthi hayi ukuthi kufanele uzube nama qualification atheni ukuze ukwazi ukuthi ubhaliseke bazokulekelela ukuthi bakunike uqeqesho oludingakalayo uma kufanele kube khona uqeqesho yena uNHBRC so ngizama ukuthi ngigcizelele ukuthi abantu bathi manje mina angizange ngize ngiqede ukwenza i-trade test ayi bakhala ngaloko nokuthi asinawo ama qualifications lawa nalawa angithi ukhonela lokho ukuthi acathuliseke uNHBRC ukuze ugcine uregistile ngoba umsebenzi kahle hle uyakwazi ukuthi uwenze ile into ngicabanga ukuthi uyagcizeleleka nohulumeni akanayo inhloso yokugcinezela abantu kodwa inhloso yokuthi abantu balekeleleke ukuze nabo baqhubeke baphile baye phambili inhloso ileyo bengithi nje angiphawule kulokho ukumbala ngicabanga lokho ukuthi kwabantu abakhubazekile kukhavekile futhi uma kukhona la abantu abakhubazekile ababona ukuthi khona la ishicilelo ekufanele zifake kulo mthetho wesivivinyo uvumelekile nalokho njoba sithe nanka ama details ngizocela niphinde siwafake futhi lapha ku screen ama details ukuthi nisengaqhubeka futhi nibhale kuze kushaye umhla ka30 njoba namhlanje kumhla ka24 futhi sino 6 days singaqhubeka sibhale ukuthi nazi ezinye izinto esifuna ukuthi ngathi zingaphinde zifakwe kulo mthetho wesivivinyo esikuwona siyanicela ukuthi engathi ningaqhubeka siyanigqugquzela kodwa abantu abakhubazekile noma abakhubazekile nabo bayingxenye yalomthetho ingakho sithi nabo sifuna ukuthi bafake imibono yabo nezimvo zabo kuona konke lokho hayi ngicabanga ukuthi sikuzwile lokhu umfowethu kwezindlu ze-title deed lapha umfowethu uNtuthuko ngicabanga ukuthi mhlambe kufanele sibambisane nohulumeni lowa la wasekhaya ngicabanga ukuthi kuyiRay Nkonyeni ukubambisana ukuthi ngoba kuyinhloso futhi yalohulumeni ukuthi bonke abantu babe nama-title deeds ezindlu abakhelwe zona uyinhloso kakhulu yalohulumeni ngoba lo mzabalazo bekade kuwumzabalazo ukuthi sikhululeke enye yezinto kade ukuthi sibe nento ethinta thina imhlaba ibe yinto esesandleni sethu kuyinhloso yalohulumeni ukuthi wonke umuntu masakhelwe umuzi aphinde yakwazi ukuthi anikezelwe i-title deed ngicabanga ukuthi sizobe sesixhumana nabo ikakhulukazi labo baseRay Nkonyeni ukuthi siyikomiti bakwenza kanjani ukuthi bazilethe bawalethe lama-title deed ikakhulukazi kunina esenizitholile izindlu ngoba kuyinhloso kakhulu yahulumeni ukuthi abantu babe ne-ownership yezindlu zabo ngibona ngathi umhlangano wethu uhambe kahle kakhulu sesifike la khona sifanele sivale kodwa uma kukhona nababa online abafuna ukuphawula ngiyababheka la ngibona ngathi akekho ophakamise isandla ngibona ngathi bonke bakhavekile so siyabonga kakhulu izandla bese ngizithathile ngaziqeda ngaphinde ngathatha ezinye ngaze ngabuza ukuthi bakhona yini abanye ngizithathile kakhulu izandla kade nikhona abazalwane ngifike ngasithatha zokuqala zibe u6 ngaphinde ngathatha ezinye zabambili ngabuza ukhona yini omunye umuntu akekho umuntu ngathi ngimvalelile ngoba ngibuzisisile yabona sengingaba nje umuntu ocelayo ukuthi hayi ubekade yena kwenzeka iphutha walala kancane kade ngicela kodwa ke ngamvumela ngisengamvumela kodwa akekho umuntu engazange ngize ngimthathe akekho impela lezandla lezi sizoba izandla zokugcina ezimbili ngizonika futhi 2 minutes ukuthi lezandla zombili zilokhu ngoba sisegcineni sesesaphendula ezintweni kade zibuziwe mase sekuqhamuka izinto ezintsha nokuthi ngemvume ukuthi siqalise phansi uphinde izinto esesishilo wena uma ufikile ethi mhlangano uqale ngo10 wena wafika ngo12 athi uyabona isikhathi manje naqeda ukushaya u12 kodwa ngizomdedela ubaba lapha ya ngidedela ubaba ngidedela usisi ngibeza ukuthi bathini ngizocela ukuthi ningadini ukuthi nginivale uma ningakhuluma into ekuyiyona ehambisana nalo mthetho wesivivinyo yebo baba
ngizobonga kwawuthola lethuba ngisuka emzwabantu ku-Ward 8 usani wakwangubelana ningadinwa ngani ngoba mhlawumbe ngasokwenzeka ukuba ngibuza nje kanti ngi-out kodwa-ke ngoba ngiyayithanda ukuthi mangikuzwe lokhu ukuthi ngaba kwenzeke kanjani sinesikolo laphana e-high school ijolwayo yaye yazanga kusekhona umhlonishwa usenzo mkhulu yaphuma ejulayi yayikhuzana high school yayiphumile entabeni wawuthiwa kugungula kwathiwa izokwakhiwa kodwa manje kuphethe iya inyamalala bengithi ngifuna ukuzwa mhlonishwa ukuthi ngabo mhlawumbe ungangizamelana
yathi wabona-ke baba awukhulumile ngomthetho wesivivinyo yathi uyabona ukuthi ukhuluma manje ngesikole esasikade sithenjisiwe umthetho wesivivinyo kade sizokhuluma ngawo ngicela unginikele nange ya usisi ngemuva ekade naye phakamisa isandla
Ngiwumandisa wakwantwana emkhoba ngokhulu ukuzithoba ngizocela ukubuza ukuthi njengoba mina ngingenamazi thina ekhaya singenamazi ngenababa futhi kade bashiya emhlabeni kodwa abantu
mangasilalele hayi ngicela umphakathi ukuthi ukulalele
ngithi amakomiti ethu asebenzelayo mangaba efika ekhaya ehamba ayebhalisa imizi thina ekhaya ukushamanga siyadinga ya uma washona
imali sisi ngifuna ukuthi ukhulume ngalo mthetho wesivivinyo
okay
ezinye izinto
okay baba ngicela ukubuza umbuzo oyi-1 ukuthi why kuthiwa ekhaya kwakho ngeblocks ekubeni abahlali basemkhoba even ikomiti lethu lazi ukuthi ekhaya kwakho nezitina kube sukaplastela nangabaphumile ixhaso bathi bona ekhaya kwakho ngeblocks ngesinga sokuthi iblocks libekwe phezulu kuphela ukuthi kuletho kuvinjwe uthayela ukuthi ungahambi kodwa amakomiti ethu akafuni ukusakhela ekhaya
imali sisi ipi isahluko ofuna wena la silungiswe kunomthetho wesivivinyo ufuna siphi isahluko silungiswe la kunomthetho wesivivinyo
ngicela isahluko esizolungiswa ukuthi mangabe befuna ukwazi impilo esiyiphilayo kuze i-ward committee lethu
hayi masesi ngikhuluma ngesahluko kumthetho wesivivinyo
sicela umxhaso
ya okay no asibonge athi ngiyayibona inkinga-ke esibhekana nayo muhleli la kube ngathi awuhloniphi kwesinye isikhathi kanti abantu uyabahlonipha bonke ubaba njengoba ephawula mona ngathi nayo ufike late sikhuluma ngomthetho wesivivinyo into ethinta isikole kufanele ubaba ahamba ekhanselini ahamba yokhuluma ne-school governing board leso sikole esithintakalayo ukuze udaba laso luqhubeke liye phambili mase usisi njengoba ukhuluma ngenkinga yakhe ye-ward committee njalo njalo so ngicela ukuthi-ke mhlambe sihlabele mgama kuzokwenzeka nje ngicela ozosondela kumina la anginike imemezelo zokudla ukuthi kuzo-arrangeka kanjani So ozakwethu siyabonga kubona bonke. Sifike la umhlangano wethu asikawugoqi. Asikawugoqi umhlangano wethu. All right. Nisabonga kakhulu yazi ukuthi ngendlela eniziphathe kahle ngayo sengifisa nami ukuthi engabe ngiyingxenye yalomphakathi. Ngendlela eniziphathe kahle ngayo siyakubonga kakhulu sifuna ukuthi sibonke cela silalelane nje kancane bazakwethu. Bengibacelile labo sisi angifuni ukubasho ngoba ngiyanazi namagama enu. Ngiyacela impela nje silokhuzane kancane. Ngifuna ukuthi ngibonge ozakwethu abahlonishwa esinabo kushaya umthetho ngibonge abafikile belapha ya ku online ngibonge nje nakwi support staff nakuona wonke umuntu nginibonge kakhulu nani ngokuthi nibe ingxenye yalomhlangano futhi umhlangano wethu niwuphathe kahle kunezinto esizitholile eziningi la kulomhlangano esicabanga ukuthi sizokuthatha sihambe nathi siyoqhubha ukuze lo mthetho sivivinywa ube umthetho sivivinywa owenza ukuthi siziqhenye nathi sivikeleke ngendlela ekuyiyona yona. Siyanibonga kakhulu. Sizomcela ukuthi nihlale phansi kanje bazokuletha uyambazi ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi wonke umuntu athole ukudla ngendlela ekuyiyona. Ngizocela izakwethu NHBRC nozakwethu amalunga eshamthetho ukuthi wena siphume sihambe siyongena ngale kodwa umphakathi usale la. Siyabonga kakhulu ngicela nishayele ihlombe. Ngiyaxolisa kakhulu ngicela umama asiphinsele enkosini. Ningixolele kakhulu ngicela sinike uma i-mic asiphinsele enkosini asibongele ngokuthi umhlangano wethu uhambe ngendlela. Cela sonke sisukume.
Nkosethu Jesu. Siyabonga mdala wensuku, siyabonga Alpha, siyabonga Omega. Ube nathi uNkulunkulu wethu engcwele kwaze kwabala. Thixo wethu usithwalile, hamba nathi ke uNkulunkulu wethu. Izindlela Nkosi sizoziphuma zonke. Hamba nathi uNkulunkulu sigcine sifikise kahle emakhaya egameni lika Jesu waseNazaretha. Amen.
Siyabonga kakhulu sicela sonke sihlale phansi. Sibonga kakhulu umhlangano wethu uphelele.
you.